Alright guys, welcome back again. Today we're going to cover Unit 9 from pre-intermediate level. The book is English File. I'm going to cover pages 142 and 143. The first page, 142, covers the explanation part for Unit 9, where I've got three topics: second conditional 9a, and 9b present perfect, how to use with for and since, and 9c we have got present perfect or past simple. What is the difference between present perfect and past simple? And in the next page, which is 143, we're going to cover the exercise for them. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one topic and one exercise, like 9a and then 9a exercise, and then 9b explanation and 9b exercise, and so on. So let's get started. 9a is about second conditional. Second conditional, in my previous videos, I gave general information about conditional. I'm going to go through it very quickly again. Conditional, it means sentence, which has got two parts. Conditional is a sentence which has got two parts. We call it if part and main part, or we also say result part. Okay, why we call it conditional? Because there is word if. If it puts the condition. So if certain condition is met, what is going to happen in the result? That is conditional, guys. And we have got four types of conditionals in English language. They are 0, first, second, and third. Here I'm going to cover the second conditional. Okay, what we should know about second conditional, guys. The first thing we should know about is that second conditional is for unreal situations. Unreal, it means imaginary or hypothetical situations. Okay. The second thing that we should know about second conditional is that we use it for present or future situations. So the present or future unreal situations. Example, my real situation is I am not rich, but I imagine what would be if I were rich. You understand? What would be if I were rich? If I had a lot of money, what would I do? That is second conditional. So I'm imagining something impossible, something difficult to achieve. Okay? So second conditional, we use it for impossible or difficult to achieve situations, and we're going to imagine about them, right? Hypothetical. So the real situation, we're going to imagine the opposite of it for the present or future situations, guys. Great. How are we going to do it in our speaking, in our writing? How are we going to build this second conditional? In if part, here, pre-intermediate level, they're saying past. But actually past is not enough explanation here. When they say past, we must use here past simple or past continuous. Pre-intermediate level, we're not going to show the past continuous form. In level 4, intermediate and upper intermediate level, we're going to show past continuous as well. But here, because it's a level 3, we're going to show only past simple. So let's say in if part, we're going to use past simple form of a verb. When I say past, we're talking about the verb here. Verb. That verb has to be used in past simple form. Okay, guys? Can I use it in past continuous? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. What about past perfect? No. Past perfect, that means you're moving to third conditional, which we're going to cover in later chapters. Right. So in if part, I'm going to use past simple or past continuous. But in the result part, as you can see, I'm going to use would or wouldn't, and then infinitive. After would or wouldn't, we use infinitive. Okay? So that's three things that we should know about second conditional. Now we're going to just, go into this explanation part. There are, as you can see, 3 points here. 1, 2, 3. And then we've got here 1, 2, 3 example for each point. So the first point, we use if plus past to talk about, which is second conditional, to talk about an imaginary or hypothetical. Hypothetical, it means imaginary, not true. we're thinking, we're imagining. Future situation. We can also say present situation. They didn't say the present. Obviously, we can use it for present situation as well. And then after that, would and wouldn't. Infinitive. This part, would or wouldn't infinitive. It is the consequence. Consequence, it means result. What is the result? The main part. That's why we call it result part or main part as well, guys. Right. Would plus infinitive is sometimes known as conditional tense. Okay, fine. We also use it without an if clause to talk about imaginary and hypothetical situations. Example, like I'd never have a cat as a pet. It means like I would never have a cat as a pet. This is actually conditional, second conditional, guys, but it's being used without if part. If part is, let's say, hidden. Like, if I had the chance, let's say, if I had the chance, or if I had the chance to have a cat, I would never have it. You see? So when we see I'd never, like would plus infinitive without if, that is still in a second conditional, guys. They'd be happier in a bigger house. Look, they'd be happier in a bigger house. Like they would be happier in a bigger house if they had this chance. They had this chance. They don't have the chance, but they're just imagining, right? Example for point number 1. If a cow attacked me. I mean, the cow is not attacking me now in real situation, but I'm just imagining. Let's imagine I am in the middle of the farm and there's a cow and that cow attacked me, hypothetically. Imaginary situation. I'd run away. I would run away. Negative, didn't, obviously, because past simple. If she didn't have a dog, that means now she has got the dog. Reality, she has got the dog. From here, I can understand that she has got the dog. But they're imagining the opposite. If she didn't have a dog, she wouldn't do any exercise. So the reality, she has got a dog, so she does exercise because she go for a walk with the dog, I believe. That's what they're talking about. Let's imagine if she hadn't have a dog, or if she didn't have a dog, she wouldn't do any exercise. Now, question form. Would you go for a swim if there were sharks in the sea? I'm giving imaginary question. Let's imagine if there were sharks in the sea. Would you go for a swim? You see? You're not going now. I'm just asking imaginary question. So in that case, we use would you go, not will you go. Some students, they say will. They start like if I was rich or if I were rich, I will do something. I will do this and that. This is wrong, guys. Because when I say if I were rich, it means imaginary talk. We're talking hypothetically, not a real thing. So if it's not real, you must use would plus infinitive in your sentence, guys. Right. Contractions here, would, wouldn't, is the same for all persons. I, you, he, she, we, they, all of them same, which is good. Contractions, apostrophe D. Apostrophe D. Would, I'd, I would, I'd. You'd, you would, you'd. He'd. Wouldn't, would not becomes wouldn't. Right. Number 2, in a second conditional, the if clause, or the if part, I said, yeah? If clause can come first or second. We can put if part first, or we can put if part second. The only difference is that we're going to put comma if we're going to put if part first. Again, if part comes first, you must use comma between these two parts. But if you start your sentence with main part, then you shouldn't put comma here. Like if I had more time, I'd do more exercise. So the real situation, the guy who is saying that, he doesn't have time. He doesn't have time and he doesn't do exercise. But imagining the opposite. So if I had more time, I'd do more exercise. Or the same thing, I can say I'd do more exercise if I had more time. All right, guys. So 3, we can also use could instead of would. We can also use might in place of would. Yes, we can use could, or we can use might as well. If we went by car, we could stop at places on the way, or we might stop at places on the way. Okay, so I think that side is clear. We have got in this, what do you call this, square, some important information. Be in the second conditional. How to use verb be. Look, when I say I, he, she, it, which is a singular form, yeah? I, he, she, it, singular form. I can use were instead of was. Both correct. I can say was, I can say were as well. Both correct. Like, if Jack was here, if Jack were here, that's correct. Because Jack here is a man, so it will be he. If he was here, or if he were here, he would know what to do. So here, equally applicable. Both correct. But if I want to talk about with I, advice, for expression of advice. Let's say like I'm giving advice. So I say, if I were you. Was here for advice giving, no good. So I don't say like if I was you. In speaking, people use it, that's fine. But in grammar, it's not good to use if I was you. When I want to give advice, it will be if I were you. That's the better one. That's the better one. So like if I were you, we often use this expression for advice. If I were you, I wouldn't take that job. Okay. So the last point, first or second conditional. What is the difference again between first and second conditional? First conditional is real conditional. Second conditional is unreal conditional. Right? It means we use first conditional to talk about a real future possibility with will plus infinitive. But second conditional we use for unreal possibility. Sorry, unreal present and future situations. And we use would. If part, in first conditional we use present simple, but in second conditional, if part we use past simple or past continuous, but in pre-intermediate level, as I said earlier, past simple. So first conditional, if part, present simple. Second conditional, if part, past simple. The result part, first conditional will plus infinitive. Second conditional would plus infinitive. If I don't have to work tomorrow, that is present simple. I'll help you. So there is a possibility. If I don't have to work tomorrow, so I might not work tomorrow. There's a possibility, guys. But if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I'd help you. That means I cannot help you because I'm working tomorrow for sure. It's impossible to stop work. That's why I'm imagining the opposite. If I didn't have to work tomorrow, I'd help you. But in reality, I have to work. I cannot stop that. That's why I cannot help you. That's why the opposite, we're going to do it in second conditional, guys. Okay, so that's it. I think it's clear. We're going to go to the exercise part, and I think that should help you for a better understanding. 9a, A part and B part. So A part is asking us to match the sentence halves. There are sentences divided into two parts. Now we need to match them together. The sample answer here, look, you'd feel much better if you did some exercise. I mean, this is the logical meaning we need to match them with, right? So if you feel, you would feel much better if you did some exercise. Right, number one, I'd enjoy the weekend more. I'd enjoy the weekend more. So this is the result part because I would enjoy. So I need to look for if choices. If, for example, B, I would never accept that because there is a I would here. I would enjoy. I'd enjoy. So I would never select would. Could, no good. So I'm going to go for if ones. If I bought one for you, if I didn't have to work on Saturday. So that's perfectly matches E. Look, I'd enjoy the weekend more if I didn't have to work on Saturday. That means this guy is working on Saturday, so that's why he doesn't enjoy. So E will be the answer. Let's put it here. Here you go. 2. If you didn't have to study for your exams, so this is the if part, so I need to select would. Would you come to visit me? We could go out tonight. We would get there sooner. If you didn't have to study for your exams, would you come to visit? No, it's about London. We could go out tonight. D is good. So I'm going to put D here. Number 3, would you really wear a suit if I bought one for you? C. Yes. If we took a taxi, number 4, if we took a taxi, we would get there sooner. Logically makes sense. F. Right. Number 5, if I wouldn't work, if okay, yeah, if I didn't need the money, G. If I didn't need the money, I wouldn't work. So that would be G here. 5 is G. Now 6, if I went to live in London, would you come to visit me? B will be the answer, guys. That's it. Now we're moving to the B part. So B is asking us to complete the sentence with the correct form of the verb to make second conditional sentences. As you can see, we have got the verbs are given, two verbs in the brackets. So we must use them in the right form. And they're asking us second conditional. So second conditional, the structure, if part is past simple, main part is would or wouldn't plus infinitive. That's it. Now, sample is given us, sample answer. If I found a good job, I'd move to the USA, which is done. Now, B. Look here, if part starts from if, guys. So if starts from if part. So this if part, I must use past simple. Second verb. If we had a garden. So I'm going to write here. If we had a garden. The first part is main part, result part. So we get. So we would get. Would plus infinitive. So we would get a dog if we had a garden. 2. If you Indian food, I'm sure you. So if part, we're going to use past simple. So try, past simple is tried. So if you tried Indian food, I'm sure you would like it. You would like it. Right, number 3. Not by, not like. So if part, starting in the second part. So not like, we're going to use in past simple. So if I didn't like it. If I didn't like it. And the first part is the main part. So we're going to use would or wouldn't, negative, not buy. So wouldn't buy. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it if I didn't like it. That means someone bought it because someone is buying it because he likes it. Number 4, hire can. If part, so it's past simple. If we hired a car, can, we could drive to the mountains. 5, we our children more often if they. So here the second part is if. We're going to use past simple. Second verb is past simple. So if they lived. If they lived nearer, we would see. We would see our children more often. All right. Again, if part is the second part. So the second verb, be, I'm going to use past simple. You, I'm giving advice. So if I were you, I wouldn't go to that restaurant. I wouldn't go to that restaurant. 7. You more if. Again, if is in the second part. I'm going to use past simple. So we're repeating the same thing, guys. Yeah. Past simple of do is did. If you did more homework, you would learn more. Basically, you would learn more. 8. Cycle not be. So I would cycle more. I mean, contraction, we can also use contraction. I'd cycle more. I would say I'd cycle more. Like that. I'd cycle more to work if the traffic wasn't so bad. Wasn't so bad. So number 9 is question. Would you work abroad? Right? Would you work abroad if you found a well-paid job? 10. I love living here. I mean, if part is second, so this is the main part. I'm going to use would plus infinitive, negative, not be. So I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy if I, past simple of have to is had to, if I had to leave. That's it. So second conditional, 9a is done. So now we're going to move to the 9b part. So this is the exercise. Before exercise, we're going to cover explanation part, guys. Here you go. 9b, present perfect, how to use with for and since. Right. Obviously, the level 2, elementary level, and at the beginning of this pre-intermediate level, we explain present perfect in detail. So I don't want to go from the very beginning, but here we're just going to explain one side of present perfect, for and since, how we're going to use it. So for and since, it means we can use present perfect to talk about duration. Duration, how long something has been happening or continuing for quite a long time, and I want to know how long. Right. And we use this with state verbs most of the time, because if it's the action verb, we're going to go to present perfect continuous, which is level 4, intermediate. Okay, so as you can see, we use present perfect, for and since to talk about actions and states which started in the past and are still true now, still happening now. But we talk about, they should have mentioned here duration. Huh? Duration is important here. Duration, it means how long has something been happening. Duration, it means how long. The question is how long. So when I want to answer that question, I must use present perfect and then for and since. Okay, what is the difference between for and since? For, here you go, guys. For plus period of time. This is for the period of time. As you can see, period of time. Month, 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 hours, 2 years, a long time. Something that countable, I would say. 2 hours, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. 6 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Something countable, or something that shows period of time, like a long time. For a long time, or for ages. That's also very common. For ages, it means for a long time. For ages, for a long time. Okay. What about since? Since we use with the beginning of period of time. Beginning, starting point. When we want to mention the starting point, we say since. Example, I've had this car for 3 months. Because like 3 months, I say 4. Now, I've been afraid of spiders since I was a child. Look, I was a child is not period. So that from that time till now, the beginning point, starting point, when I was child, from that till now, when we talk about that, it will be since, guys. Since Tuesday, since September, since August, since 1988, since 2015 or 2015, since I met him, since I met her, since we started the project. You see the beginning, I'm referring to beginning or starting point. I must use since, guys. Example, where do you live now? In Manchester. Okay, how long have you lived there? You're still living there. How long have you lived? I've lived there for 20 years. You see, I've lived there for 20 years. Where do you work? In a primary school. How long have you worked there? I've worked there since 2015. See guys? So the beginning of time we use since, period of time we use for. So we're going to move to the exercise part to do some exercises. Write questions with how long and the present perfect. Like you be married. How long have you been married? You be afraid of flying. So obviously I'm going to start how long, all of them. How long? And then present perfect. I've been asking present perfect. So I have to, sorry, how long? I have to think. What is present perfect? Present perfect is have or has and then past participle. If I want to make question, I must put have and has before subject. Obviously, after how long? How long is the question word? So how long you? For you, I say have. Have you? Be is the verb. I must use the past participle form, which is been. How long have you been? The rest is same. Afraid of flying. You see? How long have you been afraid of flying? Now, your sister have her new car. Again, how long? Let's start with how long. Now, your sister is she. If it's she or he, we use has, not have. So, how long has your sister? Now, have is the verb, main verb here. Past participle is going to be had. How long has your sister had her new car? Number 3, they live in this town. So how long have they lived in this town? Your dad be a teacher. So your dad is he. So we're going to write how long has, because your dad is he. How long has your dad? Be is the verb, past participle is been. How long has your dad been a teacher? 5. You know your boyfriend. How long have you known? The past participle of know is known. How long have you known your boyfriend? Spain be in the EU. So like how long? Spain is it, country, it. So for it we use has. Has Spain, capital letter, has been, how long has Spain been in the European Union? European EU, it means European Union, guys. 7, you have your cat. So how long have you had your cat? Dan is boy's name, so it's he. For he we use has. So how long has Dan? How long has Dan? The verb is be, past participle, been in this class. That's it. Now A part is done. B is asking us to answer the questions now. Now the B part is asking us to answer these questions that we've just done. Right? Like how long have you been married? I've been married for 20 years. We must use for or since depending on the situation. Now, how long have you been afraid of flying? So I've been afraid of flying. No, I was about 15. That's not a period. That's a beginning point. So since. You see, guys? I've been afraid of flying since I was about 15. She, 3 weeks. 3 weeks is period, so we're going to use for. The question is, how long has your sister had her new car? So she has, contraction is she's, had her car for new car. So her new car, right? Her new car for 3 weeks. Okay. 3. How long have they lived in this town? They've, contraction, they have, it means, yeah, they've lived in this, a long time is period, so we're going to use 4 for that, guys. 4. How long has your dad been a teacher? He has, contraction, he's been a teacher for more than 20 years. 20 years is period. 5. How long have you known? Okay, is it your boyfriend, obviously here? Your boyfriend. So since May is a beginning point or starting point of a time. So I've known my boyfriend since May. Okay. 6. How long has Spain been in the EU? So it has been in the EU. 1986 is beginning of the time, so we use since. We, about 2 years. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that's a period. We're going to use 4. So how long have you had your card? We've had our card for about, we've had our card for about 2 years. Last one, how long has Dan been in this class? So he's been, or he has been, contraction, he's been, right? He's been in this class last month. It's not a period, it's a beginning of the period. So we're going to use since last month. Okay, so in this way, we've done 9b as well. Now we're going to move to the 9c explanation part. And then we'll come back to this page again to do the exercise. Okay. Present perfect or past simple. What is the difference between present perfect and past simple? So here, the point number 1, we use past simple to talk about finished period of time in the past. So it's in the past. There must be the mentioning of time. Yesterday, 2 months ago, 2 hours ago, 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. There must be a time mentioning of the past. This is something happened in the past and finished. It doesn't have any relationship or connection to the present time. That will be past simple. Like, how long was Janet Leigh married to Tony Curtis? This is from the passage that we studied in 9c. In 9c, they talk about mother and daughter. This one, Janet Leigh is the mother, she passed away. She died. So if a person dies, that's it. It's past. It's got nothing to do with the present now. So we're going to use here was. That's why they're using was here. How long was Janet Leigh married to Tony Curtis? She was married to him for 11 years. How many books did she write? Past simple, did she? Because she's dead now. She died. It's got nothing to do with the present time. So she wrote 4 books. Okay? We can use 4 with past simple. 4, we can use with past simple, present perfect, no problem, because 4, it shows duration, how long, right? So we should be careful about that. Point number 2, what about present perfect? Present perfect we use with 4 or since to talk about unfinished time. Past simple is finished in the past, but unfinished period of time, it means it's got connection to the present time. So something is still happening in present. That's when we use present perfect, guys. Yeah, until now, as you can see. Like, how long has Jamie Lee Curtis been married? The daughter is alive, and they are still married now. Marriage is continuing. So because they are alive and marriage is continuing, I must use present perfect. I want to know the duration. She's been married since 1984. Now, what kind of books has she written? I'm using present perfect here. Why? Because she's alive and she might write more. There's a writing activity still happening, continuing. That's why has she written? She has written children's books. What kind of books has she written? She has written children's books. Okay, guys. So now we're gonna do exercise on the next page, 9c, and I'll explain more within this exercise. Circle the correct form. We're gonna circle the correct form, guys. Here, Martin left or Martin has left 2 years ago. When there is 2 years ago, it will be past simple, guys. Martin left because there's a time of past mentioned clearly. Number two, I've lived in Cardiff for 2 years. Look, but then after that, I moved. So he doesn't live in Cardiff anymore. So it must be in past simple because now he moved to Swansea. Number three, Anna was or Anna has been in this company since April. So from April, she started until now. So that must be present perfect. Anna has been. Anna's been or Anna has been in this company. Four, my sister had or my sister has had her baby yesterday. So when there is yesterday, this is the time expression of past time expression. So my sister had. I work in a travel agency. I work in a travel agency. Still works. I work. So I'm still working. That means, right? So here, I've worked there for 20 years. So I started 20 years ago and I'm still working. That's the meaning of it. Six, the city changed or the city has changed since I was a child. So since I was a child until now, so that means it must be present perfect. The city has changed. Seven, they are divorced now. They were or they've been. So they're divorced now. Finished. Marriage finished. So it will be they were. They were only married for 3 years. I've met. When I was or when I've been on holiday. So we're talking about the meeting time, what happened in the past. So I met Sandra when I was on holiday in Italy, guys. Yes. So not have been no good. I've met no good, guys. So we're moving to B part. B part is asking us to complete the present perfect or past simple. Number one, where does your brother live? It's a conversation. B saying in Verona. So he lives in Verona until now. So because he lives until now, I must use present perfect. How long has he lived there? Look, he lived. How long has he lived there? Only for 6 months. Now, last September. So he moved. I must use past simple because here last September is the time of past. 2. When Picasso. I'm talking about Picasso, and the answer is 1977. So we're talking about clearly past time. So I must use past simple. When did Picasso die? When did Picasso die? In 1977, I think, in Paris. Now, I'm talking about Picasso. So how long did he live? How long did he live in France? For a long time. He left Spain when he was 25. He left Spain when he was 25. 3. My brother and his wife get on very well. Okay, they get on very well until now. Everything is perfect, nice. How long? So because I'm talking about continuous marriage, so I must use present perfect. How long have they been? Been, be, past participle of be is been. So how long have they been married? So they have been married. They have been married. Sorry, married is already there. So they have been married since 1995. And then we're talking about when they met, right? Okay, they met at university because the beginning part. Now it's not. They're grown up now. They're not at university. So it's finished. So that's why I'm going to use meet verb in past simple. They met at university. Last one. Really? So they met at university. So I knew it. So really, what university did they go to? So did they go? That's it, guys. So in this way, we've finished 9C. All Unit 9 topics, grammar topics, we've done it in this video. So that's enough for today. We're going to stop here. If you've liked the video, please click on like and share because it's going to help to my channel to grow. And I hope to see you again in the next videos. So thanks for your time and have a good day or have a good evening or have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.